So today we're cooking oxtail Jamaican style. And of course I start by making sure that my oxtail is clean by washing it. And then because I'm going to be browning the meat when it's all done tomorrow, I want to make sure that the water's off, so I use paper towels to tap dry until they're dried enough. And then we are going to start the seasoning process, and we use many different types of seasoning, and of course you can add others that I might not like or that you like. But our main ingredient right now of these powders will be the meat tenderizer. Reason? Because oxtail is inclined to be a little bit hard or not very easy to cook. So if you use the meat tenderizer, it will soften it, and when it's time to eat it, it'll come right off the bones, which most people have discovered and tell you, wow, I can't believe it that the meat tenderizer made it so tender. We have other seasonings here beside the meat tenderizer, which are Singaporean seasoning. I've been using it since I got to California, and I find this one very, very good. We also will use some coriander. They're all grounded. And we're going to be using some California seasoned pepper along with some coarse black pepper. We're going to use all these seasonings now, and when we're finished with that, we're going to add our herbs. The herbs, I use ginger that was cut real small and pounded in the mortar presser. And then we have the onions, with one onion, a large one, sliced and chopped. And of course, we are going to use thyme. Could not do without thyme. So first we're going to do all the seasonings, the ground seasonings. First, the meat tenderizer all over. Not a lot, it's sprinkling. And then on one side, then we turn them over, every one, and make sure that they get some meat tenderizer so that everything will even out properly and not one part feeling harder and the other soft. We make sure we overturn them one at a time. We're doing that. As soon as we get done with this turning process here, we are going to do the same thing. Repeat the other side. Meat tenderizer all over. That's it. Not too much. Just a good sprinkling. Okay, next we're going to be using some coriander. Not a lot. Make sure it's coming out. Next we get our Singaporean seasoning, and we sprinkle it all over on this side. Coarse black pepper, not too much. Smells good. And last but not least, we're going back to seasoned pepper from California. Now that we've done with all that, we are going to make sure that we use our hands. They say cooks use clean hands, and my hands are pretty washed and clean and was waiting on Dave to get here. So they're clean enough to do any job. Colors coming up beautifully from the different seasonings. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go to the herbs. The ginger, the onions and the thyme, and we are going to sprinkle it again evenly on one side, and then we're going to leave the rest for the other side. And we just put on the ginger. Now we added some thyme leaves on their stem, and we're picking up some onions, and this side is completely covered. We work it in with our hands, and then we're going to pick them all up, overturn them, and get the seasoning on the other side. And now we're adding the last batch of the herbs. Good job, Dave. That's it. Doesn't it look great? Yeah. Wait to taste it tomorrow. That will be the proof in the pudding when we taste it. But it always comes out right. I have no doubts about that. I think we're perfect. I think the seasoning process is completed. Now we are going to put it into the pot that we'll cook it in tomorrow, or maybe we won't. Maybe we will just leave it here, cover it with foil, and then tomorrow it will be easier to brown it.
So we'll marinate it overnight like
yes,
this?
overnight, the way
overnight.
it is, everything is here right now. And it'll be nice to cover and leave it marinated until tomorrow.
Okay, we'll see you then.
And then, right, tomorrow we'll start the browning process and we'll continue with our cooking, okay?